Speaking of Paff, because Paff is back in another requested. Let's read that first. It's coming to you from Taylor. Says Tony Freestyle by Paff. And I've said this a few times about Paff. At this point, I've heard so much from him. I know what to expect. I know what he brings to the table. So it takes something that's like really top tier or banging at this point to get me really, really like excited for a Paff song, because I feel like I've heard just about everything he can do at this point. But we'll see. We'll see if this does the trick. Tony Freestyle.
I'm so grateful for everything we have accomplished together, from ramen stores.
Okay, it had to be Tony Corleone. One of the OGs that I call them OGs because it's some of the first role players that I watched during my Clean Boys era. And Tony was part of the core group that I watched when I first kind of got into RP.
To pay rents and my car repair bills, to shooting orcas and whales and dolphins in the ocean. You are everything I want in a woman. Sexy, sweet, loving, and last but not least, my favorite, a porn star. You smile at my children like no other woman has. You sank the life out to me, and I love you for that, though. I'm so happy we're getting married, and I can't wait to put it in your ass tonight. I know we have been waiting for the perfect moments, and I feel like tonight is my lucky night. I love you with all my heart, babe, and you're the one for me.
There ain't no love on the streets, only war on the streets. I'm a butcher for the beef, make all your boys bleed. Drive around, need for speed. Everybody notice me, come from the sky, Assassin's Creed. Step one, I don't fuck with. Got the heavy on my pockets, got the Drake in my pockets, going up like rockets. Ain't no way you can stop this.
The track again is banging. The production on the actual music itself, banging. And obviously Paff is doing his thing as well. I just feel like I said, had I never heard any Paff before, and I heard this for the first time, I would be like probably going really crazy on this. It's good. It's probably really good. But it's not outside the normal from what I've heard from Paff before.
Ready to handle business, fuck around, sleep with the fishes. God is my witness before I finish, got any last wishes? I bring back to you and all your neighbors. Got the casket with your name like Undertaker. I am a difference maker, I am a troublemaker. So many snakes in the grass, yeah, so many traitors. When the numbers go up, people start changing. They will turn in enemies when they get famous.
I want you to go on a fucking date with my boy Shane. And if you don't want to, well, you don't have to. But if you do, and I swear to God, if you do, and if you break his fucking hat, I will take your hat and I will fucking whip it out right in front of you like some motherfucking combat shit. You understand, bitch? You get what I'm saying? You break his hat, I break your fucking neck, and I steal your hat and I sell it overseas.
I miss my lawnmower Tommy gun. When I get it back, hey, you are done. Come to your front, don't know hit or run. Knock, knock, anybody home, hey, you are gone. I miss my lawnmower Tommy gun. When I get it back, hey, you are done. Come to your front door, no hit and run. Knock, knock, anybody home, hey, you are gone. I rob banks, my bullets no blank. Switchblade, get shanked, drive around in a tank. Hey, all your boys mad, all these kids, I'm their dad. When I hunt, they get scared, even when they unprepared. Even never compare, this shit ain't even fair. But I don't really care, you want the smoke, you get the smoke. Give me location, I'm there. Take no else, be aware. When you shoot, we'll dare. Run the bullets in the air, man. Hey, calm down, I said calm down. All your boys paranoid when I'm in town. With the kings of the south, we don't need no crowns. Yo, rich from the sewer, all your boys clowns. There ain't no comparison. Got the Glocks with the Western ready to teach a lesson, make a drill and Michael Jackson bullets. Wi-Fi they connecting. Every time I kill a rat, I add it to my collection.
So this was actually a banging, like, Paff song here. I think what takes away from it, for me, is all the Tony Corleone audio clips that they got peppered through the track. That kind of takes me out of it a little bit. Okay, put one. And they had this very long one at the beginning. Okay, that one's fine. But to keep peppering them in there, that takes me out of it a little bit. If it's just small increments throughout the song, that's fine. But to have that one at the beginning, which I kind of remember watching that actually. But to watch that one at the beginning, to listen to that one at the beginning, that was a long one. Then the track finally kicks in. Then you got a pretty decent sized one in the track. And then a couple others, I think like two more peppered in there. It's too many in my opinion. So I think that kind of takes away from the song. But the song itself is actually probably a banger. It's just that it's not outside the norm for what I've heard from Paff before. Again, it's suffering a little bit on my end from having a little bit of Paff fatigue since I've heard so many Paff tracks over time that it's kind of hurt reactions to the new ones. The newer Paff requests that I get, they're not new tracks, but they're new requests. So actually, when he does something new, usually it sounds a little bit different than the stuff that was on this EP. So that stuff usually I get a little bit more excited for. But since there's a little bit of Paff fatigue, like, I still think it's great, but I don't react as much to it as probably I would had it been like, had I not been exposed to so much Paff on this channel. Till next time, I'm John Hex on the Plus, and I am out.
You are done. Come to your front, don't know hit a run. Knock, knock, anybody home, hey, you are gone. I miss my longbow Tommy gun. When I get it back, hey, you are done. Come to your front, don't know hit a run. Knock, knock, anybody home.